Hi, thanks for checking out our channel here. This is a repair video on a, hopefully, repair video on a Cyclops Brute 12-volt battery version. This one's not that old at all. This one's a 2023 model. We just worked on a 2022 model, had a bad board. This one's a 2023, don't know what's wrong with it. So, don't get their 12-volt ones in for repair very often, so this one's going to be kind of, I guess, a treat to work on. I mean, I don't know why it's failed. It's not that old of a unit, year old plus or minus. So there's some information right there. Let's the clamps, they use a cheap Chinese clamps on here, these plastic ones. A lot of brands used them, still use them or did use them. But when these go bad, we put nice all metal clamps on there, not these plastic ones. And we don't use those cheap copper ones you see at like Walmart and stuff like that. But these, it's pretty crusty. All right, let's just open it up and we'll apply power. But I'm going to see if it shows any life at all inside the unit. Okay, let's get this. Come on, there we go. All right, there we go. And see, it's got moisture in it. At some point in time, you can see, well, it's hard to see in the picture. You can see a little discoloration there, little spots there. You can see rust up here. So it's got moisture in it at some point in time. These aren't, oh shit. Look at this board. Well, yeah, corrosion on the board down there. Probably going to need a new board. Now these Cyclops units, they're 12-volt varieties, are not sealed at all. There's no gaskets on them or anything, so water can and will get inside of them. They have no seals on. They have just an overlapping case. You can see some residue down inside the crease up here of junk, dirt stuff. Let's apply power to it. I doubt it's going to turn on because as rough as that board looks. But we'll put power to it, see what happens. See if it has a couple green LEDs right there that should light up. They at least light up. Well, I kind of hear it clicking. It's real faint. Let's put some jumper wires across the capacitor. We'll pull that board out of the circuit, but it's what ties the capacitors in parallel, so you can't just leave it out and still run it. It won't run because the capacitors aren't electrically tied together to make the board run. So we got to put some spade connectors on here. But most likely this is going to need a new board installed, which I do not have. Let's discharge the capacitors just to before I start playing around with them here. Don't want to get bit by the stupid thing. And all that board for is kind of really irrelevant in a 12 volt model that's used for lightning protection on the cord or the capacitors is what that board's for. But there's no way lightning's going to come in through your battery, honestly. So it would have to come through the fence and ground side. But there's all this stuff in between there and here. You know, this surge protector board's there or not surge protector board, the output lightning protection board. You got your fuse over here, you got your primer, the transformer. You have to blow through all that stuff just to get to capacitors. It's not going to hit your battery, honestly, so I don't know why it's kind of irrelevant. So if this fixes it, I'm just going to leave that stupid board out of there. It's honestly not needed on a 12 volt model. Okay. Alright, turn it back, power back on. There it goes. Lights flashing and everything. So this board is junk. Let's put this halfway. Halfway back together here. When I have the conversation with the customer on this one, they're going to have to consider protecting this thing better because water's going to get in there again at some point in time and really mess it up. Let's get our fence tester out. So 7,000 volts, lights flashing. I think we're good there. Okay, let's make sure everything's out of the way. Nothing's going to get pinched. Come on. Alright, get the screws back in there. Call this one done. Come on. All right. Well, that was a somewhat simple fix. Warranty, of course, if this was under warranty, it wouldn't be covered by this type of damage. Water damage is not covered by anybody's warranty. No matter what brand it is, 12 volt solar plug-in, they don't cover water damage. Alright, well, another one down, and move on to another one. So thanks for checking us out. Like I said, this is Cyclops Brute battery version, not the AC version. They're a little bit different on the inside.